Hi everybody. I'm Karen,
I'm Erica.
and we are the co-founders of Lustre, and we are going to tell you the origin story, how Lustre came to be. It's sort of painful, but it ends okay.
So we retired about 7 years ago or so, and we had this idea that we would do something together. We had no idea what.
The first thing we did together was play,
Right.
and that was fun for a
Well,
while.
we were going to figure out what we were going to do, and in the meantime,
We were going
we
to
were
play.
going to play, and it was amazing. There were people. This is way pre-COVID. People out in the streets during the day. You could have wine at
People
lunch. You
having long
could
lunches
go to a
who
matinee.
seem much younger than we. What are they doing here? This
Yeah,
is
no, it
so
was
odd.
fun.
Yeah, it was
We had a
fun.
good time. We went to museums. We did all the things that we had never done during the day.
We did.
Um, for what, 6 months, would
Yeah,
you say?
yeah.
And then we started getting antsy,
Antsy.
very, very antsy to say, for two reasons. One, how many lunches or museums could we were not totally good at that. And number two, we were having trouble figuring out who we were. I mean, who am I?
Well,
Hi, what do you do? I'm retired. Didn't
or I
sit
used
right.
to be a lawyer and now I'm just having fun. That didn't work.
Yeah.
And we learned that we had a 30-year runway, and we definitely didn't think we could keep this up for 30 years. We,
But you started taking your flying lessons, and I
I
started
did.
taking my design classes. So we were not short of things to do,
No, we had
right?
plenty to do, but
And we weren't really bored,
no.
but we were not fulfilled either. Is that fair? I mean, we were we were kind of at sixes and sevens, saying, what are we going to do for the next several decades?
Yes, we came out of being lawyers. We had purpose and things to do every single day, and suddenly we had nothing to do unless we created something to do. So we decided this isn't going to work forever. So we need to come up with a plan,
That
and
involved work.
that involved work to
Yeah.
achieve a goal that we would identify, and then we would work towards it. So we sat in a park one day and ate our sandwiches, and we said, "Oh, why don't we start a blog to explain to people what retired professional women want out of life?"
Well, that was after doing, I mean, we were talking a lot about what do people like us do, right? I mean,
Well, we tried to figure out what they do.
right. I mean, are we the only people that are feeling kind of sketchy at the moment? And and it turned out that we didn't know anybody that was kind of, we could say, oh, we'll do that. Or
No, and we
no.
didn't see anything in the media that said this is what cool retired women do, so we could go do that.
Right. So we before we even said we want to blog, we actually talked to a lot of women that were having the same problem that we were, right? I mean,
But didn't seem to have a solution.
no, no, they were, should I get involved in a nonprofit? I'm not sure I want to get involved in a nonprofit. Should I go back to school? I'm not sure I want to go back to school. Everybody was kind of trying to figure out what it was going to be, but nobody kind of had put their finger on the problem either.
So we put on our lawyer hats basically and said, okay, we have a problem here to figure out. We're going to do some research. We're going to figure out what to do, and we're going to do it.
Right.
And so the first step, obviously, was lunch in the park. And the second step was figuring out, okay, how do we have a blog? How do we have a website? And we realized pretty quickly, given our skill set, we needed younger people to help us achieve these particular objectives. And we met a charming man, probably in his early 40s, who listened to what we wanted to do and then said, "Oh, my mother would love this." And so we said, "Okay, so make it work for us."
And that's how we started. Although I will give Stephen a plug by saying you got to be very clear about what you want to say. We hadn't really thought that through,
But he made us do it.
but
Yes.
he made us
And your
really,
daughter, of course, visualized for us what a website might look like
yeah.
in a way that was beautiful.
And she was
And
excited about it. I think she was excited about the idea that we look different, we are different, we're very different. And she thought that was a lot of interest of saying, how are you both thinking about it, and how are you differently thinking about it?
So that's how it all began.
Our origins.
Exactly.